Price of Bitcoin, take a look, $113,900, almost $114,000 right now. Joining us in an exclusive interview is Galaxy CEO Mike Novogratz. Mike, thanks for joining us, and thank you for joining us on this week of our 30th anniversary. We've been talking at least now, I think, with you about Bitcoin for at least a decade, if not longer. And I'm curious where you think this is all headed at this point in the ball game. We had Tom Lee on the broadcast earlier this week, and he said he thought there was a chance that Bitcoin could break out and get to $200,000 by the end of this year. Realistic? Unrealistic?
His lips to God's ears. Listen, Bitcoin's in a consolidation right now, partly because you're seeing a lot of these treasury companies in other coins take their shot, right? So Tom Lee's company, the Ethereum company, have come. We closed just yesterday $1.65 billion in Forward Industries, a Solana ecosystem company, which I'd love to talk about in a second. That's bringing energy into the crypto space. It's bringing money into the crypto space. And Bitcoin is kind of going sideways a little bit, I think, while these other ecosystems are having their moment. I think probably we have another big surge up towards the end of the year in Bitcoin as the Fed starts the cutting cycle. And this kind of crypto idea just keeps gaining momentum. It's interesting. The SEC chair about 2 weeks ago, Paul Atkins, said he wants all markets to move on chain. And that is such a radical departure from where we were. And it's a radical statement. And that wasn't a one-off speech, right? We continue every couple days. There's another comment that's pushing things in the right direction. You saw NASDAQ's announcement yesterday. I've been saying for, years, this blockchain revolution really had just been Bitcoin as a store of value and then stable coins as cross-border payments. And what had held us back was blockchains being fast enough, safe enough, secure enough, and trusted enough, and more importantly, a regulatory framework that allowed people to experiment. And so now we have both.
So here's the question. You said you think that there's this consolidation phase in part because money that might have been either otherwise pushing the price of Bitcoin higher you tell me, is it coming out of Bitcoin into stable coins and other coins, or is it just not moving into Bitcoin at the same pace because there are these other options? And if all of that is true, therefore, how do you think about the ultimate market?
Well, listen, I think crypto market is $4.5 trillion, right? Global wealth market is $400 trillion. And so we got a long way to go, right? We're just getting started. Think about this company Ford that we just, Forward Industries, a ticker Ford that we're launching, right? That's $1.65 billion that came in. That's new money, dollars into the crypto space, right? This is a Solana. Why Solana at this moment? Total transactions per second Solana can do in a day is 14 billion. That's more than total transactions on equities, fixed income, commodities, and foreign exchange, right? And so you've got a blockchain that's now fast enough, tailor-made to be the blockchain for financial markets. And you got an SEC chair saying, I want you to build on chain. And so those two things are lining up. I'm calling this the season of Sol. But right behind us, you've got Dan Moorhead, who's coming with a Sol fund, a Sol treasury company. And then you've got two ETFs coming right after that. And so that money pouring into Solana ecosystem right now because people see that as a potential winner in the financial market space, the blockchain. But if Solana wins, this is the thing that I'm trying to figure out, and this is maybe why I was asking the question.
And maybe you could say they all have different purposes, but at some level, maybe they don't. So if you think about Solana, if Solana wins, does Ethereum not? If Ethereum wins, does Solana not? Do you put Bitcoin in a completely different category? And then meantime, you have all these different trust companies and others that are levering themselves up in certain ways. Sometimes there are these sort of levered ETFs. And how we should think about that, which is at some level a speculation on top of all of this.
Yeah. Listen, so I think Bitcoin as a store of value stands by itself. It's digital gold. It's going to be digital gold. It's got a community of people that trust it. Think about what blockchains are or cryptos are. They're communities of people that decided to trust their hard-earned wealth in this technology, in this community, because they don't trust, because we have a breakdown in trust in the government, in between political parties, between countries, right? Trust is in a bear market and an accelerating one. And so I think Bitcoin's going nowhere but up over time. Ethereum has its own community and its own narrative and its own use case. Yes, it will compete against Solana and other blockchains, but it's not like we're going to have one blockchain to rule them all. And so this is healthy competition to kind of rebuild the financial architecture that the whole world runs on. I saw you had Mike Cagney on earlier on, right? He's got a blockchain that he's doing his stuff on. What might turn out is maybe Mike's product ends up trading on his blockchain, or maybe it ends up trading on the Solana blockchain, right? And so you're going to see a consolidation of change. You're going to see bridges between them. But most importantly for the space, money is going to move into the space as we now start moving from narrative to plumbing.